Hello darklings, my name is Sanniz, I'm a Swedish Eldergoth, and guess what? Finally time for the Q&A! But first we take the intro and see you soon.
Sanniz, a Swedish Eldergoth, not just stuck in one box.
Hello darklings, my name is Sanniz, I'm a Swedish Eldergoth, and I'm Generation X. And today is finally time for the Q&A that I got from some people. And I'm gonna read from paper, of course. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put everything in this thing too, so you can read the whole comment, because sometimes I will put down a little more than just the questions itself. So I have only taken the questions on paper, so I'm gonna have easier to get what they're doing. So, should we start? So we start with questions first from Rowena Cravenheart, and she got two different ones. The first one is, if you could only have one color of hair forever, what would it be? I wish I was born with black hair like my dad had, even if he went grey in the end. But if I should live with it forever, I might be a little bit bored. So if I have thick hair and the type of hair that I really wanted to have, I should probably have a splitted hair dye. Like one half very white and the other one raven black. What do you think about that? That should look fantastic. The second question was, if goth didn't exist, what would you be instead? And she was thinking about like punk, steampunk, dark academia, and etc. And if goth shouldn't be, I probably should be something either around the punk area or new romantic, because that's the music that I love mostly after it. And of course some metal music and hard rock music too, because I was hanging with all the type of mainstream kids when I was that type of age, because we didn't have groups in the same thing. That came much later when we were older. But back when I was a teenager and a little older than that, it was the punks, the metalhead, synth people, and of course people into different type of alternative things. But if you should go for that, it should be either something with punk or new romantics, I guess. Then we go to John the Health Anarchist, and he had three different questions. The first one was, do you like summer or winter goth clothes best? And should I be honest, both seasons is not that good for me. Of course, winter, you can add all the layers and you can really go full on everything and add as much as possible to have a really cool look. But if you go outside, you know what I mean? It's gonna be freezing cold. And if you live in Sweden or similar countries like me, with a lot of snow and ice during winter and very cold weather, so maybe not that optional, because no one's gonna see what you have anyway, if you don't go indoors, of course. But we don't have directly goth clubs and that type of things over here, so it's not a good way to show. And during summer, I do hate when it goes too hot. So even if you can have flowy, cool, that things. So I think it's a little like a dead meeting here between those two, because I should rather be a spring or autumn when it comes to that type of temperature when you can go out without a jacket, but you can still put on whatever you feel for, without going too hot or too cold. You know what I mean? So I think that is my answer for you. And sorry I couldn't say correctly which one. But if I had to choose something, I should probably go for winter, because then you can have all type of layers and go full out with everything without sweating your knickers off. Do you say that? And then the second question comes is, what is your favorite food? And I love Thai food, Greek food, and Turkish food. So, and I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian either, and that is because I have food allergies that make me hard to get all my proteins in my system. But I try to eat with my head and not just go for meat and that type of things. I try to incorporate as much as things from the veggie side too. So I'm a little stuck in between everything. If I could, I should probably be a vegan or something, but my food allergist says no. And the last question from John is, do you have any favorite Goth memories? And there are so many. There are so many. So which one should we take? We could take at least one episode. And that is when people assume that Goths don't have any humor, that we always are depressive and all that type of stuff. And it was actually in this town. We were on the way to the Goth club we have in this town back then in the 2000s. And we were sitting on a bus. And beside us was sitting a very old lady. And first, it looks like she didn't want to take a look at us because, you know, we were up-dressed for going out that evening and we had fun. And we started to do all this type of things with jokes about those different type of assumptions about what people think about it. And we talked maybe a little louder than normally, not so we disturb too many, but if you sit close, you can't avoid it. And then we started to do all those jokes, and one of my jokes was, oh, we have to watch out. We can't laugh too much because we're gonna crack our makeup. And she burst off laughing because then she had listened to everything, and I thought it was really funny. Another funny thing was when I was in the shop, also very up-dressed, more like this type of Victorian type of style. Long skirt, very flowy Victorian corset, and you know, that type of thing. And a kid was looking at me with big eyes, sitting in this type of trailer, whatever you call it, but I don't know what you call it for the basket type of things on wheels. But the dad came and looked at me. I was so frightened and tried to take away the child from me. Probably thought I should eat it up or something. And the kid was pointing at me and said, Dad, it's a princess. It's a princess. And I was, oh, the dad looks like I should kill the kid or something, or sacrifice it to the devil or whatever. And the kid was, oh, it's a princess. That was cute. Next person in line is Sister Vanilla, and here is a lot of questions. I'm gonna try to keep them a little short, the answers, because this video might be a little longer than I was expecting. But the first one is the story behind your vagrancy. When did you get it, and what does it mean to you? And what it's talking about is the tattoo on my head. That is vagrancy, and it's a Viking compass, but it's not an authentic Viking thing because there was nothing like that back in that time. But it is connected with what people think it was like a Viking type of inspired tattoo anyway. And when I got it, it was when I celebrated my 50 years old. And Trevor and I went back to his hometown in Fleetwood, UK. And I was actually getting this tattoo together with this one. And the story behind it is because I have different type of beliefs, and because my roots is in Sweden, that is a part where the Viking culture was very big, and I've always been fascinated by the Vikings too, that type of way. So that is one of the big reasons. But I don't going to get into all the details, but that was soon 8 years ago when I got that one. So those are 8 years old. And the next question is, if you can't listen to goth, synth, post-punk, new wave, etc., what would be your choice of music, artist and song? And oh my gosh, you really put me on the edge, because then you take away a lot of alternative to goth music that should come next in time. So I guess I have to go to something completely different that is not goth and not on this type of music that was in this question. So I think it's gonna go back to some type of hard rock metal music. And if we should go back to some of the music I really loved, and if we're not going way back, just to take some type of thing. So I had a very big era when I liked Wasp a lot. And I should say, I Wanna Be Somebody. That is one of the songs at least I should pick. So I hope that answer is good enough. And the next question is, what are you looking forward to most? In the spring or summer? I don't really have that much looking forward, because I only have 2 weeks vacation if I still work where I am, because I still try to get another job before December. So it's hard to tell. I don't plan anything. But I know we're going to go to a concert on Liseberg. That is an amusement park in Gothenburg in the summer. And we're going to see DAD. That was before named Disneyland After Dark, but I was not allowed to use that name anymore, so they just shortened it to DAD. And I think it's some type of glam rock band, you could call it, maybe. And yeah, that is what I know we're gonna do. But before that, we're hopefully gonna do other things too. But we have to see, because I don't know what I'm doing this summer, and I'm not gonna have that long because I want to save as much as possible, because you never know when I'm gonna search for jobs and that type of things if I want to be off for that. And then we come to number 4. Which stereotypes about Goth do you live up to, and which one don't you fit at all? I should say the one that I live most up to is, just look into my wardrobe. Most of my clothes is black. So I guess that one is most what I live up to. But I am not about Goth in just one box, like I usually do that type of thing. Because, like I usually say to people, Goths are like anybody else. We just like another type of music and that type of style, and embrace the darkness or whatever people usually describe it as. But we still are humans. We still have interest, and many interests we share even with the ordinary mainstream people. So we are not that different. Just this bit with all the black and music, you know, that type of thing. Maybe are not exactly what the normies do. And when it comes to which I don't fit in all, I'm not dressed like this all time. I don't wear makeup this much all time. And still, this is not that much. But this is actually what we wear mostly during the 90s and 2000s. It was not like the modern trad goth you always see on Instagram or TikTok and that type of things. Because we were not always that advanced in our makeup style. We were more just a bit with eyeliners and that. And we had to keep it with the things we had. We didn't have those liquid eyeliners. We didn't have a lot of stuff that you have today. And definitely we had to use the imagination, because we didn't even have black lipstick most of the time either. We had to use what we had. So, you see. And then we come to the last question. Do you enjoy the sun and warmth, walking barefoot, or do you pull down your blinds and long for autumn? I do like the sun, but I mainly stay in the shadows. And that is always because I'm very light-skinned, and my skin and the sun don't go that well together. I turn very red, and then I can't go out for a very long time. And that is even if I use SPF sometimes, so I can still get burned. But I do like to get outside when it's nice weather, but I don't like when it gets too hot. And inside it's not even better, because we usually don't have air conditioning over here, so it's a hit or miss when it comes to being inside or outside. But I try to stick in the shadows at least, and try to find a cool place, or having a fan or something going on so I can survive the heat. But that's what I'm doing. And if it goes too hot, I don't really enjoy it, because I'm sweating. I'm sweating and so hot. So I don't like it. And if I wait for autumn, of course I do it, because it's so beautiful colors back then, and the weather goes cooler, and it's still not that cold, so you're gonna freeze too much. Plus, during Halloween, it's autumn. So autumn is a good time of the year too. So that was all the questions from Sister Vanilla. And Gothyoutuber had one question, and that is, what is your inspiration behind those wonderful makeup looks? And my inspiration can be anything. It can be another goth I have seen, it can be an album cover, it can be the nature, it can be whatever. It depends on my mood. So if I get something in mind, I do that. And sometimes it's just fun to play around. So it's not like I need to have an inspiration either. So because makeup is just having fun. And if you're not that good at it, still try. You're gonna get better over time. I promise you. But I am not that advanced when it comes to makeup anyway. So I'm very happy that you like my makeup styles, because there's so many other, especially those modern trad goth ones that do perfect makeup and have perfect skin and do all these advanced makeup styles. And it's not that often I go that much. And today I have only added some gems and that type of things, and I have my eyeliner. But I have a very classic grey and white look with a little black to it and false eyelashes. And today I just took some pinkish tone on my lips because I usually don't like to go out with black lipstick all the time, especially during daytime, because if you're eating or something, it's gonna look very ridiculous, and on my lips it don't stay. Doesn't matter what I have tried, it don't stay, and it looks very not good at all. So I'd rather be without, rather have a lip gloss or something instead. But I'm happy you like it, and sometimes I do a little more and sometimes I do less. And so during working days I don't have much. It's just a little mascara and I do some eyebrows, not in this type of style, but you have mostly seen the style I have most of the time. That's what I have when I go to work too, because it's the same pen I do it with. But today I did it with liquid eyeliner, so it's a little more extreme than normal. And probably someone gonna hate me for my eyebrows today too, because I usually got a lot of comments about my eyebrows and I don't really get it, because I know goths that have much more extreme eyebrows in that type of case. So that was all from that person. And then we come to Jenny Vikic 7374. One question there too. What would be your favorite job to do? My favorite job to do, that is a hard question, because I don't think I can get that type of job anyway if I don't get rich over the night or something, so I don't have to think about what I'm doing. But one of them should be to have actually a goth place. It don't have to be a shop, it don't have to be a club. It's just a place where goths can hang around. And if I was rich enough to have that type of thing, because I don't think I can earn money on it, so I should need to have so much money so I can have that more like a hobby thing. But I could do a meeting place for goths. In other case, if I can't have that, it should be something that's working with animals, like dogs and horses and that type of things. That I should love for sure. And now it's Cookie CL4W that asked 3 different questions. How many tattoos do you have? And I have I think it was 8 totally. I have a goth girl on my leg. I have a dragon with an ankh and some a rose, I think, on my thigh. That is 2. I have my vegvisir, 3. I have my skull with a rose. That is 4. I have my bats, 5. I have the word goth, 6. And I have Lady Death in my back. There's 7. I'm gonna see. Have I forgot something now? Because I have the ravens to Odin, Hugin and Munin, and the pentacle on my back too. So 8 tattoos I have totally. No, I have 9. I forgot this one too. This is actually done in Viking style when they hand poked it. So. With 2 ravens, and that's 9 totally. Sometimes it's so hard to remember which one you have, because you can't see every tattoo either. So, and then we come to, do you play an instrument? And I used to play instrument when I was younger. We had a type of float, so that every Swedish kid, at least back in the days, had to learn, and parents didn't like it because it went very noisy even when we were practicing. And in Swedish we call it blockflöjt. I'm gonna try to find the English word for it because I forgot to Google it before. But we call it blockflöjt, so I'm gonna put that in. And during the time I was actually playing guitar too, acoustic guitar. And that was so long back in time, so I forgot how to do it because I don't even have a guitar anymore. So it's not like I can practice. But I used to play it at least, and my dream was always to try drums, but my parents didn't allow me, and that's why I ended up with a guitar. And then we come to the last question is, what is your favorite snack and drink? Drink. I don't drink that much because I have done a gastric bypass, but I do like some of my other type of drinks. One of the brand is clean and it's not much sugar and calories in it, but it still tastes very good, and I use proper fruit when I do it. So instead of waste fruit that start to go a little bad in shops and that type of things, I reuse it for doing those type of sodas. And when it comes to snacks, I should say if I have to take one of the typical, it should be popcorn. But if we're gonna take something with chocolate, if you're gonna have my real favorite is the Ferrero Rocher. And to the last person, that is Wilma to you one, and she asked, how did you get started on YouTube? And I actually didn't start as a YouTuber because I only got my channel name in that type of way. That was to be able to follow people and comment on their things. And I think it goes way back in time when I started my first videos, but it was not like a YouTube channel really. It took actually when I moved back to Borås after being living away from Borås for many years, when I finally started to become a YouTuber. I started really very small, but you can see when I started to put on more videos back then, because it's gonna get more and more. And some years ago I started to pick it up more real, because then I thought, okay, we try this. I don't think I'm gonna be a famous YouTuber. I don't think I'm ever gonna earn anything and that type of things, but that's not why I'm here. I'm doing it because I think it's fun, and as long as I think it's fun, I had my Goth family and other subscribers here. You don't have to be Goth to follow me. Then I'm really happy to stay here. So I hope that was answered good enough for you. And if you're new to my channel, like all type of different content, so please consider to subscribe, press the notification bell at the same time. It don't cost anything, but it helps my channel. And for all subscribers and darklings, love you all. You're the best. Thank you for your support. And don't forget to give me likes and comment. And don't be rude when you do comments. If you don't like my content, just go to another channel. There is something for you too. And when it comes to likes, it don't cost you anything either, because it helps us. And please stay and watch the whole video, because if you just watch a little bit, it definitely don't help, because then you're gonna tell YouTube we don't like this content and they're gonna take it off. And you know the algorithm over here. I want my friends to discover me, and I want people that like my type of content, that can see that the Goth don't have to stick in just one box to fit in, because we are all unique, we are all individuals, and that's what we should be. It's not just one stereotype, because Goth is so much more. We don't like exactly the same type of music, we don't dress all the same, we don't use makeup just the same, some don't have it at all, some don't even dress Goth, you know. But that don't stop you. And if you're just interested of Goth and Goth music, but you're not a Goth, you're welcome too, because we are including. You should feel safe here. Else, have a nice day or night or whatever it is where you are right now. Stay safe, stay weird, and be nice to each other. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.